Guys, don't discount ground chicken when it comes to your burger gang. I'm gonna show you how to make the ultimate smokehouse burger, and I'm gonna do it using ground chicken. Let's go. First thing you need when you make a smokehouse barbecue burger is you've got to have some onions, okay? We're gonna do fried onions, and it's just basically an easy rough chop. So we're just gonna top our onions, split them down the middle of the root. You know, we try to save the root till last. It minimizes those tears, minimizes those eye burns, and God knows we've cried enough looking at Terry's food and his dumbass comments over the years. Next, we're just gonna do some long chops, some long slices right down the grain, right across the grain of these onions. And then we'll come back across the top of the root, clean that right up, and now we have our onion slices basically. Next, we're gonna prepare our egg wash. I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna give it a shot. Worked good enough. I'll take it as a success, my friends. That also worked, which would have been way easier. We're gonna take our Binging with Babish tiny whisk, and we're gonna go ahead and bust up those egg yolks, get everything nice and mixed. So we have a solid egg wash. Hopefully that's enough. If not, we can always add more. Next, guys, we're gonna make our breading for our fried onions. We're just gonna grab some flour, scoop as much as you want in there. Just eyeball it, man. It's not rocket science. It doesn't have to be exact. I'm gonna put about that much in there for starters. You can always add more if you need it. It's not like flour's $1 million. Now we are gonna take some of our skull and mortar rub, and we're just gonna go ahead and pop that guy open. I don't know, dump maybe a quarter of a cup in there. Now we're gonna up our culinary game with an even tinier whisk and just whisk that together so we have some flavor in that breading. Now we're gonna set these things aside, and we're gonna go ahead and get our frying station running. Our secret ingredient to these onions is gonna be Wagyu beef tallow. We're gonna deep fry it in some of the most delicious flavored fat of your life. If you're interested in this Wagyu beef tallow, there's gonna be a link in my description below. Go ahead and click that link because it does help the channel. Same with our rub. You'll be able to click down there and get our rub as well. There literally is no more fat in the world that gives you a better flavor than Wagyu beef tallow. Look how quick it just melts away. I mean, we just started up this pan and it's already starting to liquefy because it's just such a tender, delicious fat. The key to making sure we get these onions crispy as hell is we want to make sure that our fry grease is up to 350 to 375 degrees. Any lower than that, and it's just not going to get that brown crisp that we really want. To do that, we're going to say thanks to our sponsors over at Eric Hill. We got the Rook 400. This is going to allow us to test the surface area. And just to test its accuracy, we're going to go ahead and use the free thermometer probe that they throw in. And we're going to double check it and just make sure that this thing works to premium capabilities. All right, let's go ahead and test the temperature right here. See where we're at. It says we're at 285 degrees, 87. All right, so while we're waiting for that to get up to temperature, we're gonna go ahead and start the egg wash process. And I just load it in there. This is definitely where it gets messy, but it also gets a little fun. So we'll drop that into our batter. Our fingers looking gooey as hell, like we just left Henrietta Collins' house. Yeah, I didn't forget about you, Henrietta. You still exist in this continuity, in the multiverse of barbecue. All right, so we're just gonna let those sit in there for a minute. We're gonna go ahead and do a second round because I think that we have room. Get that egg everywhere. The egg is gonna bind the flour to our onion. I like to leave a lot of egg because I want the breading on there. Like I really want it to stay on there. Let's go ahead and check our temperature again. 340 degrees now, climbing almost 350. I like this thermometer, it's pretty quick. It's got a pretty quick response. I really like the cool blue screen. It's easy on the eyes. So we should be getting close to the temperature that we're looking for. I'm gonna bump the cooker up just a little bit here Try and speed it up. All right, we're over 350 degrees now, about 360. So we're gonna go ahead and dump our first batch of onions into our beef tallow. And you want to try and spread those out. Don't crowd the pan if you can help it. We did, of course, lose a good deal of temperature when we dropped our onions in. So it's going to take just a second longer than I'd hope. But it is not the end of the world, my friends. Stay the course. Stay the freaking course. Thermometer here is doing a great job keeping track of our temperatures. I love the quick response of this thermometer. It does a fantastic job. Now we got a lot of stuff in here, so we're gonna wanna move this around a little bit to make sure that we keep our onions fairly separated. So when you get them a good golden brown, that's when you're gonna go ahead and pop them out. And we're gonna put them over here on our towel and plate just to kind of let them drip dry. You don't wanna overcook them. They're gonna cook for a couple seconds after you take them off. That's exactly what you're looking for right there. Guys, I have to try these. Look at this. Literally fried to perfection. A perfect golden brown. Smells great. It doesn't have that weird greasy smell that you're used to when you get like fried foods. Wow. That Wagyu beef tallow steps it up big time. There's a richness on the back end of it that is just unmatched. It's so good. Now I got 1 pound of what appears to be the most sick-ass bulbous ground chicken of all time, but I assure you it is delicious. We're gonna go ahead and hit it with some of that hot BBQ rub. You can get this at most Walmarts, or you can get the Gravestones from Skull and Mortar. And you guys know I like to smash the seasoning into the meat. I want that flavor throughout, and this is gonna help really kind of just balance out that flavor. Yeah, for sure. So we're gonna divide this into roughly thirds. We got 3 people we're feeding today. So we're gonna make about 3 delicious burgers. Now these burgers will shrink down some, so we do want to make sure they fill up the bun. So we're gonna make them pretty luxuriously big. My workspace is already trashed. I'm 2 videos back. Then we're gonna hit it with our bacon with our rub as well. I'm only crisscrossing these so they don't stick together as much and they're easier to get off. It doesn't do anything other than that, really. There's no aesthetic reason. It's just I feel like it's easier to handle. Got the low heat side of my grill, and I'm gonna go ahead and drop my buns down and kind of let them slowly toast. Although something tells me from that sound, it's gonna go quite a bit faster than I'd hoped for. All right, next we're gonna drop our chicken burgers, spiciest side down. And then we're gonna follow up with our bacon, which we're gonna toss near the middle of the grill. Now I'm using the Char-Griller Gravity 980, but you can really use any flat top you may have. The key to the bacon is you wanna do the best you can to get it as flat as possible, because that kind of keeps it from bucking up as much as the fat renders away. Now we're just gonna push down on our patties ever so slightly. There will be probably some sticking. It's not the end of the world. Now we're gonna go ahead and just flip our bacon. You can see it's looking premium right there. Now when you get a smooth release from your burger, you know it's time to flip it over. We're gonna move these burgers kind of over towards some of that bacon fat, bacon grease. Guys, it's time to get our burgers put together. We are almost to the promised land. and I totally forgot what I was gonna do. All right, first thing we're gonna do is drop a couple of kosher pickles right there. You're gonna want that acidity, you're gonna want that bite. Our pristine looking chicken burger, looking absolutely phenomenal. And then we're just gonna throw a little crisscross of bacon right on top of there. And my friend, we're gonna top it all off with some of those Wagyu beef tallow deep fried crispy onions. They may or may not stay on. And then for finishing, we're gonna take some of that Yellow King sauce that you can find at skullandmortar.com. It's gonna have a nice mustard bite to it, as well as a little bit of sweetness. We're gonna drop that right on top. Look at this burger, guys. Come on. Tell me that thing doesn't look great. Tell me it doesn't look next level, my dudes. All right, let's get a cross section here.
Your hand is making it blurry.
Let's open it up. Look at that. Perfectly cooked burger. Does that look like something we should get a picture of? Guys, now it's my favorite part of the day. It's the taste test. It's 7,000 degrees. We've been cooking this bad boy. Thanks to our pals over at Eric Hill, we had an excellent temperature control situation. Let's go ahead and take a bite. Yeah. There's so many excellent umami flavors in here. Plus, you have some sour and some bite from the pickle. The onions are so rich and flavorful. I feel like the longer they sat, the richer the flavor got. This burger is amazing, guys. Do not sleep on ground chicken. And plus, bacon is always good if you cook it right. Guys, if you like this video, head to skullandmortar.com. Check out the merchandise. Check the links below and make sure to check out our sponsor, Eric Hill. I do like the thermometer. If I didn't like it, I'd tell you. And in which case, they wouldn't pay me because it's happened before. Enjoy your chicken burgers, guys.